Oh, interesting.
Maybe some Glugos. I know I've played against the team a few times, and I've definitely seen Glugos. I've definitely seen Brush. So
Okay.
some interesting weapons there. You know, you see
So maybe
Brush
seeing
more
some
often than you
brush.
used to, but the really interested to see what they'll bring out on Splat Zones and Maria. I feel like that might not be the strongest Brush map, but I mean, hey, it depends what the strategy is. Over on Polar Race's side, we all know Pokefan's a strong backline player. Um, what does Lean play nowadays? Because he used to be a Squiffer legend in Splatoon 1. Do you know what he plays nowadays?
To my knowledge, it's support, so something like NZAP or Mini,
Okay.
stuff like that. I mean, don't quote me. I mean, I haven't seen him play any games yet. I haven't seen him play any games in Splatoon 2 aside from at European Championships 2017. So,
But I know he has.
yeah, yeah.
And he's bringing out the Genius, so you're on the money there. Radiant's actually bringing out the Squelchies. We have double dualies comp from Momentum. So Momentum definitely has fairly
Yeah.
normal comps from each side. Julian bringing out the range blast, which is interesting to see. Both teams having a rain. A quick armor coming out from Lean as already one down, I think, from the sniper there on Momentum side as Lean kind of pushed up alone, though.
3v3, however, Lean is kind of alone in the middle. Does
Ooh,
take
and a
out one
nice
easy
bomb.
counter with a bomb. Beautiful. Looking for another, but gets taken down by the dually squelches.
Yeah. At least good awareness from Radiance. Though he has a range advantage, able to back up and find that pick before Lean can get the ball rolling. Because if Lean would have got that kill, that would have been really shifted in Polar Ace's favor. But instead, it's Momentum getting out to a nice start here.
Yeah, early start for Momentum. They kind of played that quite slowly, but it worked out. And the Radiance nearly getting away from that though. Taking out
All
Lean.
alone.
Yeah, unfortunate. Lean looking for the zone. Bullet to scare him off. Has
Yeah,
to
but
back up a little bit.
even though Radiant's going down, not a push from Polar Ace yet as the blaster goes down for them. Lean's just trying to paint their zone. They're trying to stall so Momentum can get points. That's good for them, but Lean needs to not be alone right now. He's just a junior. He's just a baby. Help him.
How is he alive? How did he even get
know.
out of that situation? He's still alive.
That's crazy, but it is a 3v3 right now. Momentum still has the control. They're getting points on the board. Is the Stinger going to come out? Stinger not really getting a pick, so this is going to still be room for Polaris to move up as Lean, and Lean's alone. I've seen this a lot throughout the game so far. They need to really pair up more, I feel, as two specials will come out from Polaris' side to help them solve the zone. Nice pick from Pokefan with the Ray. Can they capitalize?
Yeah, they do. Managing to get those zones. It's a 3v4 at the moment, so PA really need to set up for a push here, or a hold, in fact, to just keep them away. GB on the heavy is a real nuisance on this map. It has, because of those grates, it has a lot of, and the amount of run speed you run up, it kind of has an advantage against something like a CPS or a charger. The rate does come out, which does take out, I believe that was AU, as it's looking like Momentum want to push back in.
Yeah, but Radiant's able to find that jump there, and Lean gets taken out over there on their zone as Radiance or Momentum has the chance to push up here, but two going down. I think the Heavy getting sniped as Radiance is able to clean up the blaster. So they still have control now, but Radiance needs to not get too antsy as he's kind of rushing alone against a lot of opposition.
Lucky that he saw that suction bomb then, otherwise that would have taken him out. It does have to run back to join his team. The Stingray coming out, kind of harassing them on the zone. Doesn't look like it's going to get a pick, but it's going to allow Polar Ace to push straight back in and take those zones back and get that counter ticket.
Ooh, nice bomb though from Radiance, as he's definitely shown good awareness so far, avoiding that splat bomb, and he's able to back up to help his teammates. However, the K-Shot flanking right now, not able to get a pick quite yet, but he's still behind them.
Zone's looking like they're going to flick back in the way of Momentum at the moment. Julian needs to find a place to... He really needs to find a pick right now. He needs that for his team, but kind of stuck out of here because of the amount of paint control that Momentum have.
Yeah, for sure.
Polar activating to keep that member of Momentum alive as Julian just sits back and waits.
Yeah, Momentum definitely doing a good job not getting flanked. We saw AU was behind them earlier, but he was not able to get anything off it. Instead, the paint came out from Momentum, and they were able to call out the flank, get the kill. As the 2v2 situation, they have zoned so far, but they don't have so much control. Zegos is doing his best to try to paint up right now a little bit, wait for his teammates as we see Julian with the blaster moving alone, gets picked off. It's a 3v3. Not much going on as Zego's actually going to be forced to try to move behind Polar Ace. Nice snipe from Pokefan.
Yeah, so maybe Zone's going back towards Polar Ace here. They need to get in an advantageous position. There's only a minute left, and they are behind by about 30 points with a 30-point penalty. So they got a little bit of a way to go. Oh, nice snipe from Pokefan.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a 2v2 again. Though a lot of trades going on. It's only Pokefan and Lean, and the Stinger is going to come out. If Pokefan can get a pick, it will be a great help for Polar Ace, but not able to.
But they do know where the enemies are, and Lean taking out one, looking to push up here. Julian too does get out Radiance. It's a 2v4 at the moment, and that counter is ticking down now for Polar Ace.
Yeah, so Julian and Lean definitely did a good job moving together, and Pokefan, I believe, another snipe on that pro there. So this is definitely in the favor of Polar Ace. The time is taken down, last 15 seconds, but they almost have the lead here. Just 20 points to go.
Oh, Julian needs that pick. He doesn't manage to get it. Barely staying alive. Radiance taken down.
Well, she's going down to, I don't know what, maybe a bomb, but the zone is getting contested. The blue bomb's going to come out. They barely are stalling the zone. Julian's alone right here. He gets picked off. This is a 2v2.
They do manage to get the zones. Oh, it's stolen.
It's only Chibi.
Oh, that's okay. That's Polar Ace taking the game in overtime with like a tiny bit to go. That was so slapdash.
Yeah, that was really close finish. They kept stalling the zone, but they weren't able to find the picks they needed, as Polar Ace just barely clutching it out with some nice kills. We saw Julian with 9 kills. Pretty balanced effort, even though again, Momentum we're finding a lot of picks, but Polar Ace just finding that one good push at the end there that really secured it in their favor. They were able to They were kind of scattered at the beginning of the game, as I kind of pointed out, but they really started grouping up more, using specials more, and they definitely ended up in their favor there.
You could kind of see how they were coming together over the course of the game. Like at the start, it was shaky. Maybe coming off of their last set loss, they were a little bit shaky, a little bit shaken, not working too well as a team. But you could see over the course of the game that, like you mentioned at the start, how Lean was going in alone, and then about halfway through the game, obviously there was a coolmate in the voice chat or something, and Lean started to pair up with Julian, and they were going in as a pair, or it was Lean and Awu, or Awu and Julian, and the fact that they're working together more kind of gave them more room to push in, and gave Pokefan a more advantageous stingrays, because not only was the stingray taking out members of the enemy team, it was also spotting them, so Pokefan could call out where an enemy was by using the stingray. And it was like watching watching a team come together in real time. You know what I mean? It's like a little movie.
They really just they found their rhythm. They made the calls they needed to, and it definitely worked out for them. Momentum had a lot of good small pushes, but they never really could push up like we saw Polar Ace do at the end. When Julian and Lean started pushing up the street together, Momentum never really did that,
Yeah, they kind
of were always they really got zone a lot, but they never really were able to move up into the street, at least not as a group. But
yeah, when they got zone, they kind of stayed quite central. Yeah, like you're mentioning, counter pick. Yeah, go.
Yeah, here we go. We are on Muscle Forward Splat Zones as the team's readied up really quick. Summer Comps, Awu coming out the roller though, as Radiance is bringing out the Neo Splash, and Bubbles coming out from Izakano. So slightly different comps, but mostly similar, as this is Momentum's counter pick, and let's see what they can do with it, as they have a pick and they have zone at the beginning.
Yeah, Pokefan, staying exactly where Pokefan was in the first place. You don't even need to run away at that point. That's just such a safe area for backline to be. Momentum keep holding that zone, and Polar Ace need to find an opportunity to push in already, because they've kind of just been locked completely out. No aggression from Momentum, however. Like you mentioned before, they kind of just sit on zone.
No aggression, but they do find 2 more picks despite that. I'm not maybe finding some members of Polar Ace going alone. Maybe that Stinger putting in some work. But now you see they have full control here. They don't really need to leave zone as much, because once you lock out on this map, it's really hard to get back in. There's not a lot of options for you, as Lean just trying to paint up the right side, finds a nice bomb pick, and that's going to be Lean pushing up the right here, but he is alone. They have the zone advantage. He doesn't have a lot of paint to work with. Awu finally coming to help him. This could be big for Polar Ace.
Getting that armor and that splashdown on, still not just managing to get zone there. Struggling a little bit, they were, regardless. struggling to keep it as well. The amount of paint coming out from Momentum is being a pain. The bomb rush does come through, but
oh wow, the turnaround real quick. The splash able to find that kill. Lean has to be kicking himself right now, as that's a tough break for him.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. Radiance, though, with a good recognizing the fact that Lean isn't exactly playing a weapon with the most kill potential. So turning around and taking him out with the Splashmatic would have been easy. 1 down for Momentum, 2 down for Momentum. So it's going to look like Polaris are going to be able to take the zone. As
Radiance somehow Sharky, and the blaster just barely does not aim in his direction. So he's able to get that pick, and the roller, that two-piece for Radiance. Wow. Radiance is popping off here as he's basically going to win back the zone for his team. Izakano coming in the right side. They're double teaming this guy. I believe it's Lean here on the right as he, now Lean's the one turning around, dropping out the armor too.
Lean getting the revenge there, and he's looking for the zone. Not managing to get a pick, has to back off, does get taken down. So it's looking like Momentum are going to hold for a little bit longer. Wu bringing out the splashdown, manages to take out Izakano and take the zone back, as it's a 3-down situation for Momentum.
Yeah, this is starting to get real back and forth here, but obviously Momentum getting out to that early lead. Not a lot of penalty as Polaris is going to be starting to build the points, and a good shark from Awu there. Radiance just not even taking the time to make sure it's safe. Drops down and gets taken out for it. So a lot of control for Polaris here, as all of Momentum's in the spawn right now. They're going to have to figure out a game plan to get back in, try to build some specials here too, but armor and ring ready.
They use the Ray, so they're trying to put some pressure onto the zone to give the enemy some time in.
Bubbles and the baller. But not the zone as 3 go down.
The clock keeps ticking, and we're just about to pass that marker as, yeah, Polaris take the lead. Julian now putting a lot of pressure with that blaster onto the upper plat for Momentum.
Nearly gets away, too.
Counter ticks down, 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 and it's looking like the game is going to go to Polaris.
Wow, really, really good turnaround. They were able to, there was a lot of back and forth for a while, but once Polaris got that good 3-down or wipe situation, they moved up so much more than Momentum, I feel. You kind of called it out at the beginning. Momentum wasn't really pushing up as much as they maybe could have. And I think Polaris definitely took advantage. Like, you see, even though, for example, Julian only got 3 kills, those 3 kills he got were mostly, if it wasn't on the tape back, he was putting a lot of pressure on when he moved up to the plat at the very end. And that really, when you have that pressure, especially on that map, it takes so much longer to move back to zone. And they weren't even able to contest it at the very end.
It's quite a squished map, isn't it? You don't really have much of your own space to work in on a respawn because the enemy can push up really close to your spawn without too much fear of being taken out. But Momentum didn't really capitalize on that, in my opinion, even though they could have. So we'll go into game 3. Going to game 3, Rainmaker, Black Belly Skate Park. So Polaris have secured the win, but Momentum have the ability now to deny them the 3-0.
Yeah, and this is something they want to try for. You want to get a win, you want to get some confidence that you can go into your next set feeling better about yourself. If they can take a game off a strong team like Polaris, they've obviously, if they've been close, really good pushes from them, but not quite those game-winning pushes that you like. You're not quite moving up, locking them out. They obviously have skill, especially, we saw Radiance getting a lot of clutch kills. We saw them grouping together at times. They have the skill. They have some good ideas, but they just need to be a little bit more aggressive with their pushes, I feel.
Yeah, their execution, it's their opening pushes have been incredible, but their execution for takebacks has been just a little bit wonky. They haven't been able to secure anything whenever they've taken back a zone, it's been because they've had advantage from the fight before and someone got a late pick. Like, there's never been a time for them, at least, where they've managed to take down all 4 members of Polaris. Now, I don't know if that's because of them or because of how Polaris has been playing, but we'll see going into this third game now.
Some of the comps, once again, the ends up coming out from Radiance, or from Zigo this time, as also a Grim Range Blaster coming out from Julian. So that's going to be Missiles and Burst Bomb, as Polaris getting the quick pop and the quick armor. So I feel like this counter pick could work for Momentum, but already 2 down, 3 down, and Polaris is just going for it. Not the strong opening push they've been used to this time, as that's now a wipe. Lean is painting alone, though, so maybe they'll have time to get back in the fen, but a nice pick from Julian. 2 down again.
Finally. managing to take out the Rainmaker, but that's a really strong push.
Yeah. And it might not be over yet. It's a 3v2 situation. They don't really have much popping power on the Rainmaker, though, right now. As I might be biting my words. There it goes. There's the pop. Julian's alone on the left, but nobody's contesting the Rainmaker quite enough.
Lean running through the Stingray to take that one for his team. Julian was in a bit of a weird situation, but was distracting one of the members that could have very easily stopped that push from Lean. So honestly, good teamwork from Polar Ace and making this a 3-0 very quickly.
Yeah, look at that. So Polar Ace definitely, I think, finding their rhythm there. The counter pick, I was going to say the counter pick could be working out because just the way Momentum was playing, if they get those big opening pushes, that could be enough to win on a map like that that's so fast paced, especially when they're trading so much.
Yeah.
But Polar Ace was the one who won the opening, and like we said, they've just been pushing up so well, like as a team. Once they have control, once they even secure the zone, they were just able to push up, and it really the quick game 3 for them. So 3-0 for Polar Ace over Momentum. Good stuff from them.